What you're gonna do is it's easiest to start if you pull some yarn out and then put this in here, that way you're not fighting against it, but don't forget to take it out of here before you start knitting or else it won't work out very well for you. So you can actually do this either way, and depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed, one might be easier or harder for you, but it's important that you're able to do them both ways because you might have to cast off from one side or the other, or bind on one side or the other. What you're gonna do is pull out some yarn and then make a slip knot. So, do you guys know how to make a slip knot? Slip knot that just pulls straight out, right? So if you just take your fingers and like twist it and then pull one through, you'll make a slip knot. If you don't know how to do it, I'll show you. So I just put it here, twist it, grab not the tail end but this end, pull it up, and then you don't want it that big obviously, so you'll just cinch it down and then put your clothespin on the tail end. That way you're working from this end, not your tail end. If you're working from your tail end, you're gonna run out and it's not gonna work out. You want to make a slip knot so it's about the size of kind of a large stitch. So you put it on and you can kind of tighten it up like that, and then make sure you put your clothespin on here so you can let that dangle and you're gonna work from this side. The other thing, okay, this one it doesn't matter. Sometimes it matters if your latches are open or closed. This one it doesn't matter because we're actually gonna be basically doing a crochet stitch onto the back of these. So I need to start with a loop so I have something to pull it through. I'm gonna start from, and again, it doesn't matter which side to start from. For me, it's easier to start on this side because I'm right-handed, but you know, you might like one side or the other better. I'm gonna put the latch tool in between the first and the second needle because I need to bind it around something and I need to pull it through something. So I have my first stitch I made, I'm gonna pull it through. And the trick, it's really easy once you get the hang of it. The trick is to make your stitches underneath loose enough. Because if you make them too tight, you can bind it on really tight and then your carriage is gonna be really upset with you when it's trying to go over it. So what I wanna pay attention to, so I'm gonna take this yarn here over on my left side, I'm between my first and my second needle. I wanna put this yarn around this needle into this hook, and when I pull it down through that slip stitch that I created, I want that latch to close around here and pull it through. So it should do it as I'm pulling it down. So as I'm pulling it down, see that slip stitch is gonna push that latch up and it's going to pull down a stitch. So I wanna pull down here. Can you guys see that little stitch? I can do it on a bulky too. It might be a little bit easier to see. I'll do it again on a bulky. So I make that little round stitch and now I'm coming over here and I go up. I have to go up past the latch because I need that latch to close. And then I'm just doing that same thing over and over. So make sure you don't get it around the gate posts. It should just be on the needles. I'm just putting this in, pulling it straight down so that I make a little loop, coming over one needle, up, put it in, go straight down, pull it down to make a loop, over, up, in, down, over, down. So I'm just going up and down, but I'm just making sure when I come under, when I'm pulling it down, I'm pulling it big enough so that when I come over here, I've got a nice big loop, and it's not if it's pulling these needles in like this, it's not gonna work out for you. So this is the cast on, and then when you get to the end, I'll show you on Zach's because it'll be a little bit easier to see. When you get to your last one, so I'm gonna do this over and over, and when I get to my last one, I'm gonna pull it down, make the loop, and then I don't wanna go again because I don't have another needle here, so I'm just gonna take that loop and put it onto the last one, and then take that tail and just put it under. So let me show you again on the bigger one because it's a little bit easier.